here, buddy.
Sign that jersey. Come on, baby.
That's good. Yeah, we would always like that. You're still doing that.
Hell yeah. That's sick. Signing jerseys.
It's your birthday?
Nice.
That's sick. I'm going to hook you guys up when we do the prize wheel.
That's awesome.
Check.
All right, you ready?
We're good, yeah.
Let's go, dude. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. My name's Dustin with LFG, and I got the man, Scummy 621.
Yeah,
Colin.
what up, man?
What's up, dude? I appreciate you coming on. This is awesome. We're here live at this friggin' Supercross, dude. Come on. Snapdragon.
I feel like we were going to do this a while ago.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it just never happened. And I remember coming up to San Diego, so I'm like, dude, why don't you just come out to the team? This is like the best.
I was like telling my wife, and I'm like, well, this is great for me, you know what I mean? But he's working. Like, this is super sick, man, and I appreciate it. But, you know, I've been watching you for a while, dude. You're really inspiration to the community, man. Like, and I know that, you know, this is not your first little stint in sobriety, but, you know, this is a sober podcast, man.
Yeah.
I just appreciate you coming on and supporting what we're doing, too.
No, it's an honor. I love what you guys are doing because I remember I've been trying to get sober since 2012, dude. And I had nobody to look up to. I didn't even know what sobriety was back then. And I just think like what you're doing is spreading more awareness. It helps so much.
Right.
Because I didn't know anything about sobriety. I remember I picked up Nikki Sixx's The Heroin Diaries.
Right. That's a good one.
That was the first time I knew about sobriety or somebody could be sober and still be cool and like have a life. And that guy really motivated me and pushed me, dude. And
Really?
yeah, so I love what you're doing and nothing but respect, buddy.
How much clean time do you have right now?
Have about 18 months.
That's right. Come on.
Yeah, it's different this time.
Yeah.
You know, I had 5 years at one time, so I didn't lose anything I learned, but I learned so much through my relapses. And so I rode dirt bikes my whole life, professional, one of the original guys in Metal Militia, and that was like motley crew, fucking just partying all night,
The
jumping
2000s,
in front.
dude. Come on, baby.
It was nuts. If
Like,
you didn't get addicted
communicated through like, right.
if you didn't get addicted to drugs and alcohol, you weren't doing it right. You know, I feel like, so I was like, I definitely, so I had a 20-year career, lost my whole career from drugs and alcohol, 4 DUIs. I mean, I don't know. I went so big and I was like getting paid for it. You know, it was like, it was more accepted. The harder you party, then you get paid to host a club. You do travel around the world. You got your own tour bus. Like, my job was to rage and jump my dirt bike. And then at a time when freestyle really started blowing up, when guys started doing backflips and took it serious,
Right.
I couldn't get out of that rut of like the party guys. So I just kept that going. And all my friends that we started together, they became millionaires. I mean, they blew up. And I started to lose everything because my number one love wasn't the dirt bike like I was when I was a kid. It was snorting 80s and black tar heroin. It got bad.
Yeah. Well, that was my question. Like, what did you start off with just partying, drinking Coke, and then it immediately went
100%.
for pills?
Started 16. I got in the Metal Militia when I was 16, but I was raised like I had a good family. Like, I didn't have a crazy upbringing, dude. It was dirt bikes were that's all I want to be, was a pro dirt bike rider. And age 16, I got the Metal Militia found me. And then freestyle motocross blew up. So I went from this kid going to the track with my dad every weekend to living in a tour bus and it just happened so fast. And I, you know, wanted to be accepted, wanted to hang out with all my heroes. So I just started drinking, you know, smoking weed, started breaking bones, got my spleen taken out. Doctors, they give you Norcos. And then that started. And Coke. I mean, I had like years where I was addicted to meth, addicted to Coke, Xanax, Valiant, everything, dude. Like,
you don't discriminate, dude.
It'll go forever.
Yeah,
like,
right.
if I have to talk about that. But yeah, 2012, I literally lost everything to the point I was trading all my memorabilia. I mean, trophies, my painted helmets for drugs, for black tar heroin, for everything, till I had nothing to my name. And I mean, to summarize it, because it's so hard to like really tell my story, and we're at Supercross.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, dude. Like 2012, I went to rehab the first time. I loved sobriety so much. I came out as the first time I realized in 15 years, I was on something for 15 years every day. And I remember I stayed in sober living, and it was like the best times of my life, because I remember just going on my first walk and are hiking the rehab, and it was like the most magical thing. It was the first time I was sober, bro, and like seeing how blue the sky. It was just everything was new to me.
Yeah.
Everything was new to me. Where I forgot who I was. Like
Yeah.
this guy traveling, signing autographs. I just forgot my old life, and I got a job with my buddy. I got my first truck again. I got my first house. Like I just started to build my life back up. So for the next 5 years, I lost my whole name in motocross for my drug addiction. And now when I got out of rehab, I love sobriety so much, and I was starting to get on social media, and people started to see me. They thought I was dead, and they started to see me getting stuff back. They saw me starting to preach sobriety. I'm getting sponsors again. I got my first dirt bike again. I just got my life back, but it was this whole new side of me that people never saw. So people were pumped, and for the next 5 years, I started a podcast talking sobriety. I worked for Recovery Tay magazine, where now like I got to interview Nikki Sixx. It was so rad, like how it turned around.
Circle of life, dude.
Circle of life. But
Straight
I was
up.
the guy interviewing all these celebrities about rehab. So this fed my ego, because I had all these people, dude, you're helping me. You saved my life. You're killing it. You're back. And at this time I started to get everything back in my life. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to relapse, dude. Look at my life, bro.
Yeah.
Now I'm like helping all these people. I'm getting my life back. The ego, bro.
Every time our ego gets us, every
I didn't
time.
have a sponsor. I didn't think I needed meetings.
Yourself.
I did, yeah. You know,
Of course I got
I'm like,
this,
look
dog.
at me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm interviewing all these celebrities. People are like, and it killed me, bro. Because when life threw a curveball at me, I don't want to get into, but it was a heavy situation. But it doesn't matter. Life throws curveballs all the time. I just didn't think I was going to realize, bro. I fell down so quick. I felt like my addiction was just doing push-ups in my head, bro, waiting for me to like get some. And I remember I think it was a Norco, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go get an oxy. And then
were you hurt though, or was it just like your
no,
addiction?
something
and, like,
happened in my life where I just wanted to numb the
feeling.
issue. Instead of calling my sponsor, going to a meeting, doing what you're supposed to do in real recovery.
Right.
I just thought I was better. And, I'm like, dude, I'm just going to do this for a couple days. No one's going to know. And, so here's the thing, bro. This is like where it took me a while to like get to the point where I could be open about this, because it's so gnarly for me to even talk about it now. I did that, and now everybody looked up to me for being sober. And it's a lot harder when you got the spotlight on you with all this sobriety shit I was doing and like preaching it, because now it's like, it would have been easier if just nobody knew.
Yeah.
Because now I got stuck. I was back at it.
Yeah.
Started doing what I was doing. But my ego was so big, and I couldn't tell anybody that, oh my God, I'm stuck now. I fucking relapsed.
Yeah.
And I played it off, bro.
How
I wasn't
long?
the guy drooling on myself. I'm a very functional addict where I just kept it going for like a year and a half, bro. And I was still getting paid to come in, dude, in Recovery Tay magazine. I was coming in like interviewing gnarly people, and I knew what I was talking about. But like at night, I was crying. I wanted to die, bro. It was like I didn't have any. Here's the thing. I have so many people in my life, but at this time, I just wasn't doing it. I couldn't turn to anybody because it was so gnarly, bro. Knowing I was stuck, I was back at it, but like I'm doing all this stuff for recovery, and I just can't let anybody know.
Yeah.
So
you have the darkest secret ever.
I had the biggest monkey on my back, bro.
We keep great secrets.
Oh,
too.
and you know how it is.
To the bone,
to
dude.
the bone.
Yeah, we're not saying shit.
Exactly.
But did nobody ever caught on though?
Nobody caught on.
Really?
No one. Everyone.
But nobody said nothing.
Nobody said anything. I'm sure people, but it's gnarly. I was just a good liar, as we all are as addicts, bro. And it was gnarly, dude.
Were you just chipping though? Or you were doing like the full on, like I'm taking handfuls of
No.
pills?
No. That's why I'm saying I'm functional. I did just enough not to get dope sick.
Got it.
Yeah.
Understood.
Very just enough not to get dope sick.
Yeah.
And then this whole time I was trying to figure out how am I going to get off this. So scientist pro, I'm going to try and take, this is opiates. I was doing like oxys, black tar sometimes, doing just enough not to get dope sick, or I'm gonna take a Xanax today, I'm gonna try and wean off, trying to take Zoma, trying to Suboxone, all this shit. And then one day, I met up with a guy. He gave me a Xanny bar. I was gonna try and take a quarter to get off it, and then, dude, it was laced with fentanyl, I got my 4th DUI, bro. It was so gnarly, and yeah, it was heavy. And then I came out and I came clean on my social media. I had like kind of a big following, whatever, and people were tripping,
Big time.
And then I went back.
I'm one of them. I saw that. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was gnarly. Went back to rehab, went for 30 days. And this is another thing, what I learned in like all my relapse, 30 days is enough, you know? So, and this time I went 1 foot in. I'm going to try and do the steps and like whatever. I know I got to do this. I came back out. Something gnarly happened in my life again. I relapsed right off the bat.
Right.
People probably thought I was a joke. I was tripping. So I went back. This is a very fast version, but I walked back into that rehab with my tail tucked between my legs, bro. Walked back in, went for 90 days.
Very humbling experience.
Very humbling.
Yeah.
And I know, this time I'm like, dude, I got to do this shit for myself. I don't care about like even what I'm doing now. I don't care about, I had to do it for myself, bro. I didn't talk about it for a year. I didn't even think I was going to do even stuff like this, but I met up with it was so hard for me to trust anybody in my life.
Right.
And even like a sponsor, it was so hard for me to like, I got to find somebody and like follow his lead. And like,
I got to ask another man to help me out.
It was like, for me, it was hard, whatever. But
yeah.
I know you can't do this on your own. And I met Brock, and for some reason, everything he told me, I just clicked. I'm like, dude, this is my guy. And after that rehab, bro, I talk to him every single day, no matter what. I follow his lead. I didn't do it my way this time. I like just followed his lead. I'm like, tell me what I got to do. Bro, I swear, everything in my life has just, I feel all those relapses. It's like some magical God stuff that it was almost meant to happen to me because everything fell into my life just the way it should.
Yeah.
Like everything. And I'm at the best spot in my life right now. And talk to my sponsor every day. I'm doing the work. I didn't want to talk about any of this till I knew I like truly put the work in. I'm still putting the work in, Now I'm sponsoring people, but doing it how recovery is based and
how you were meant to do it in the first place.
Exactly,
right?
and I see it so clear how like you can't. I learned if I didn't go through those relapses, I wouldn't know. Like, dude, like the ego, the doing it your way, like you can't do it that way, man. So, I mean, I remember this. What I'm doing right now, the Supercross team.
Yeah.
It's so cool because motocross was my life and I did freestyle motocross riding. And now like I'm on the other side of it where these are all my personal sponsors. I raise the money and now I'm helping out riders and we're just bringing a good vibe here and we do it to give back. But for 3 years doing this team, I was behind this trailer when nobody knew it, smoking off tinfoil, bro, just not to be dope sick, then to come out and sign autographs to the kids. It was so gnarly and it's just...
How did autographs look? Were they yours
they
or were they
good.
pretty?
No, that's what's gnarly. Like I'm such a
you're functioning fucking
very
dope
functional,
fiend,
bro. Because being dope sick, bro. Just do it just enough not to get dope sick, and then to hold this secret on. It's so dark and twisted, bro, with addiction, and now like it's just I'm so truly passionate about like showing people like it doesn't matter how low you have gotten, you can get your life back. And even me, like that story took a lot for me to say that, dude. You know, like, but you can get your life back. You just can't do it on your own. Do the work. And no matter what, a big thing for me is never give up because I fell down 3 times, bro. Like I could have just stayed down and I kept on getting up. And every time I just got stronger. And I'm on top of the world right now, bro. But I know it's like for today and I can't do it on my own. Like I have such a good team. I mean, I have a million friends, but really I got like 5 of them that I know that they got my back anytime. And
that's all you need.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
Big time.
When there's too many people that say they want to help, but at the end of the day, like, do they?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like, I know that feeling too. Well, the things that you're doing though too is like it's huge for other people to see because there's so many addicts that are in this community right now that are in the same boat as you were, smoking heroin or doing pills and not knowing a way, but you vocalizing your sobriety and you're like recovering out loud, it allows people to come up to you and be like, I need help.
Exactly.
And I'm sure that's happened.
It happens. You wouldn't believe, like, bro, like riders, like, I know and you know that addiction is such a huge thing, but it's not one of those things you're going to be like, I need help. That's like the first step, and that's why it's so big, but it's okay. Like, you can get your life back and there's help out there, and it's just, don't be ashamed of it, bro. Like, I'm proud I did everything I did because it made me so much stronger. And I feel like even you and me, I think it's like, if you're just an average person, never getting in trouble, like just, you don't know, like we know what hell looks like, bro. But that makes us appreciate the little things
I
in
think
life.
everybody needs to be incarcerated. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, everybody needs to be incarcerated, because I was just talking about this the other day, and I'm like, how can these guys maintain doing dope for so long and zero consequences? And I'm like, I would probably guaranteed I would still be getting loaded if I never got into trouble.
Oh, dude,
I'd be dead
100%,
inside.
yeah.
But it was like the consequences to where I was like, yep, I do not want to go to jail again. Like, I'm cool.
Dude,
fuck that.
it's so true, man. But it's just about the little things right now. You know, like this is cool.
Yeah.
Like, son, I don't really care, bro. Like me and my fiance, bro, walking around the mall, go on the beach with their dogs. Just the little things in life. I know what gnarly is. I know what the dark side is. Like, I don't want nothing to do with it, bro. And you know, so it's just I'm very blessed. I learned a lot through everything, dude. And it's really cool because my sponsor's here. I want to get him on because he has a gnarly story.
Yeah, no, I want to get him on too. Listen, I know that you're busy, dude, for taking the time that you did today. I really appreciate it. You getting me over here, dog. Come on. Yeah, dude, we do recover, man. I'm super proud of you. Like, 18 months is a big deal, dude. 1 day is a big deal, especially for addicts like us. Like, we're not supposed to make it.
We're not.
We're supposed to be dead, dude. And so we're not, and we're now recovering out loud. So I really appreciate
and so much respect to you, bro. I look up to you, what you're doing. I'm just so. I think even this was meant to happen because we were gonna do this, and I think this is so cool. I know it is. It's so rad, like doing it like
this. I love that saying, dude.
So thank you guys. I want to get my sponsor on. Where's Brock at?
Come on, baby.
Is he mic'd up?
Yeah, I don't know. Is he mic'd up or no? This one's good? Now, Colin's going to sign autographs.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's done. Colin, well, take two on Colin.
I can come back. I'm gonna be right here.
Yeah, it's
whenever you guys. Come on, brother.
How you doing? Let me help you out. Boom. Anyways, we'll just speak right into that, dude. All right, man. So now we got Brock on, Colin's sponsor. I was already rapping with him a little bit, man. He's a big deal in recovery. Your social medias, right, are a big deal. You know what I mean? If you have something like that of a following, that means that you're impacting people. You're doing something cool for the community. I mean, I'm gonna let you share, Brock. You mentioned to me that you just had a birthday, so
yeah, man. I just experienced 15 years of sobriety.
Come on, baby.
Brother. April 11th, big day, right?
Yeah.
But I was telling you, I don't feel any different. I feel like the day I made the decision to stop to be sober.
Right.
15 years later, I feel have the same resolve.
Right.
Still want to be sober.
Right.
So yeah.
What was the transition like? What was that final day? Like, what was your drug of choice, and where you were just like, I'm done. Enough's enough.
Yeah, I love that question, man. My drug of choice was opiates. I was a police officer, and I got run over. Experienced numerous surgeries. Of course, when you go in there, the doctor gives you opiates.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, I'm up there on surgeries.
Wow, dude.
And so I got addicted to it, and 10 years later, I'm looking back saying, bro, you're a full-blown addict.
10 years you were out
10
using.
years, yeah.
And it was just doctor shopping, right?
You know what? It was my doctor kept giving me whatever I needed. So I didn't even have to go out anywhere else.
No.
He just would give me more pills, and I would manipulate the system. I'd say, hey, these oxys aren't strong enough, or
can you imagine? Oxys are not strong enough.
Yeah.
Like, just give me some China White.
But I was coming home with 380 pills, bro. I was coming home with a bag load of pills because I could. Because the first day I went in there, I got injured, right? I remember seeing my doctor. I won't say his name on here, but great doctor. Loved him.
Great doctor.
He's like, hey, Brock, you're a cop. You'll never get addicted to this stuff, so here you go. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, carte blanche, right? I'm never going to get addicted because I'm a cop. And so I ran with it,
What a
bro.
weird thing to say, though. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're a cop, like you're a superhero or some shit. You know what I mean? Superheroes will still get addicted to fentanyl.
But he said it, dude, with like vigor. You know what I mean? I honestly believe he believed that.
Right. And so you just ran with it, right? I mean,
well, and here was the thing, man. Like, I was living a night, like Nitro Circus, bro. I was working undercover. I felt like I was arresting bad guys. I was running. I had a pager on me. I was getting called out. And then when I retired, the day I retired, I remember they took my badge, all my stuff, dude.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, dude, my identity's gone. I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
So that transition, not having a team, not having anybody, was brutal, bro. And so I noticed that the more opioids I took, that feeling went away.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you kept on pumping it. So you retired. You were already a full-blown addict by then, right?
Yeah, I was going down that hill, bro.
Pretty going down that hill. So
but you asked about the day that So I wasn't, dude, I got up. My pills weren't where they were supposed to be. So I go to my bathroom, and I open my cabinet up, and there's all my pills placed, perfectly marked. And I remember taking it and shutting the glass And it gave me a glimpse into my room, and I'm like, dude, you're a full-blown crackhead, bro. You got
Really?
a problem. And I got A-type guy, got pissed off, grabbed all my pills and dumped them. And then I'm like, oh, that was a bad mistake, bro. Like, if I had scuba gear, I probably would have went down the plumbing, dude.
Right.
Like, reaching and trying to get it. But,
So
yeah,
you
that was...
dumped them that day?
Dumped them all that day.
And that was it?
Yeah, and you know what I had made? I'm a God guy, right?
Okay,
and I
me
had
too.
made so many commitments to God, saying, okay, dude, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. And this was that moment of like, you're going to stop, right? Because you're here.
Right.
I'm not going to go get more pills. So, I stayed in my bathroom for 7 days, man. Detoxed in my bathroom, threw up on myself, defecated myself, urinated myself, the whole nine, dude. Oh, man.
Never went to a treatment. Never
Never.
did a Suboxone. Nothing.
No, man.
Wow. So if you went to the doctors, I guarantee you they would have been like, yeah, sure, go ahead and take some Suboxone or take some, what is that other shit they use? Methadone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, that's amazing.
Yeah, and it was.
Hey,
it
Brock,
was,
you're a
it-
fucking
yeah.
straight cowboy, dude.
Well,
That's some John Wayne shit, dude.
For those 7 days, I didn't feel like I was.
Yeah, I
you know what I
bet.
mean? People, we talk about it now and in my social media, the fentanyl project. I live in Arizona, right? And that's the biggest fear, bro. People don't want to go through that detox. People
Yeah.
just fear the pain of that detox, man. And I get it. I can empathize. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hug on you, dude, because I
Yeah.
understand what
You
you're saying,
understand,
man. Yeah.
You can definitely relate.
Oh, man.
You know, you
Yeah.
can definitely relate. So, being, you know, you have 15 years clean. I'm sure that you've seen a lot of. You said you're from Arizona.
Yeah.
So do a lot of community stuff out there?
Man, this year I've made probably 15,000 contacts, 15,000 hours of work.
Wow.
Of just drug addiction, homelessness, fentanyl,
Yeah.
G, all that. I mean, that's all I do.
Could you explain a little bit like what your podcast, or you're not your podcast, but your platforms are like about?
Yeah, you know, I started this fentanyl project in Arizona because I'm an opiate addict.
Okay.
That just ballooned up, people dying on it. So
Right.
I took charge and said, hey, man, I got a van donated to me. I got it wrapped, and then people just donate to the cause. And so I have Narcan and fentanyl test strips and xylazine test strips and clothes and bikes and stuff like that. And I
Right.
drive around, dude, and give it out.
Right. That's amazing. Sorry, I had a guy walk right by the camera. It tripped me out. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, honestly, like it's insane how bad the pandemic has actually affected, and it's affected so many other people. Like I've never seen anything like this. Like I feel really blessed that I for sure would have died. You know, I'm a heroin user, IV user. Like if there would have been fentanyl, like I would have used it. But the thing about it is, and I'm sure you've heard this story too, you know, people get into a room and they're about to do the bag and they're like, okay, you try it first. And if you go out, we're going to, you know, Narcan you and we're going to get back. Like that's crazy way to live.
The government actually put out information on that. That's their resolution to people. You're probably going to die, dude, but please use together. That's our government supporting that. I mean, there's literature
That's insane.
in the government saying that.
That's wild.
Because it is so potent. So in Arizona, we're first line of defense, right? Border town.
Right.
It's coming in. And in the time I've been doing this, I've seen the blues come in, the pills, right? The fentanyl pills.
Yeah.
They came in with a fury. They went bunky. Then they started pushing the Fetty powder. The Fetty powder is like pure.
Right. It's the good stuff.
And now
Shit.
what's happened is now these guys can't get the pills, so turn to the Fetty powder. Now that's what's happening, dude. People are just
They're dying.
all over, man.
What is the numbers out there? I know, like, you know, statistically, it's like something like 350,000 people, you know, like, I know for a border town here in San Diego, it's the same sort of thing, you know, like, you have people that are mixing fentanyl and everything, you know, like, I know stories like a kid started, or he smoked weed for the first time, laced with fentanyl, died, like,
True story.
Crazy, dude,
Yeah.
like, I'm
We're
sure.
so check this out. We're seeing all the G in Arizona have fentanyl and xylazine in it. Xylazine's that trank dope.
That Trent got
Right?
it. Got it.
And so people are so they're speedballing, same way John Belushi, Chris Farley died, right?
Yeah.
A G, methamphetamines is an upper, fentanyl's a downer. So they're basically speedballing, they don't even know it. And then they're
Right.
like, wait a minute, I'm starting to get withdrawals from G. And then they find out, go get tested, they're on fentanyl.
They're on fentanyl.
Yeah.
So it's just wild, man. There's no safe drugs. Like, the fact of the matter is, like, you have to, like, test drugs now is absurd.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Absurd. Yeah, well, honestly, man, like, the amount of pills that you were probably ingesting, did you have any, like, deep-rooted problems from that? You know, like I know like liver damage. Or...
My teeth were the worst, but I've had three implants this year from it.
Right.
You know, and I've been 15 years sober, and I'm still residual.
Yeah, it's a residual thing.
Yeah.
I have like, there's like underlying issues that I have too. Same thing, like teeth and like I swear, like my insides, like my liver sometimes, like it's like in a pain, you know. But I mean, going to the gym and working on myself, eating better helps out.
Mine's mental, bro.
Oh, mental.
Like I believe that my addiction was physical at first, right? I got run over, I had surgeries. There was a very physical component to it. But then it shifted to that mental thing. And so the brain was the hardest thing to overcome, right? Because now I'm just battling the mental health issue.
Right.
Yeah.
How would you run over? What was that?
I was working a case where a lady was prostituting her 12-year-old daughter. So she was trafficking her daughter for sex for drugs. That's basically what it was.
God damn.
We found out about it. We intervened, and
I hope she died.
No, she ran us both over.
She ran you both over?
Yeah, she got us both over, yeah.
So she's obviously, you guys got her though?
We got her.
Yeah, good. Because what a piece of shit. That's one thing. So like, my clothing brand is big on recovery and it's big on pedophiles. Like, I fucking hate them. I made a shirt that says it, and I'm like, we first dropped the shirt, we did a local company here in San Diego, and we donated some of the money because San Diego has the biggest children trafficking. As a matter of fact, National City area, it's really close to the border, is the number one where they just snatch up kids and they bring them across the border, you know? Wow, she ran you over.
Yeah, ran us over.
And what broke?
My ankle, my left knee. Slaughtered.
Just hammered, huh?
Yeah, hammered.
Fuck. And then it was just popping chiclets from
pills,
there, dude.
Yeah. Made me feel good, man.
Yeah. So you have 15 years sober. You sponsor and do a lot of things in the rooms, yeah?
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome. How did you link up with Colin?
Super Motocross, Arizona, 2 years ago.
Did you approach him? Or
no,
what?
Man, I was wearing a shirt that said I'm recovery.
Really?
And Rockwell Time, one of my buddies, Rich, the owner, came up and said, hey, you know that guy? He's in recovery. He's trying to, he's dabbling, whatever. Great guy. And I'm like, no. So he came up to me and asked me about my shirt. So we spent a few minutes with him. And then his fiance, Lark, came up and said, hey, man. But, what's funny is when I left, he called me that week and said, hey, man, I thank you for that time. Would you sponsor me? And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not I don't like sponsoring people. I don't like sponsoring guys.
Yeah.
Especially guys, because I feel like we get that 2 months, 3 months in recovery. Like, I got this, dude. I'm Superman. I got this.
Right.
And then they just wean off, dude, and stop calling you and stop showing up. So I'm like, 3 phone calls later, dude, he's like, hey, will you sponsor me? I'm real about it. I'm like, he's like, I will commit to you. If you give me something to do, I'll do the homework. So I was like, I'll make you a deal.
Yeah.
30 days. 6 o'clock at night, you're going to call me every night. I'm going to give you homework. That next day at 6 o'clock, you're going to follow up with the homework done. You can send me a picture of it. And for a year, he did that.
That's
we
awesome.
didn't miss one day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's what it came down to. It was
real,
him, dude.
Yeah, it's real dedication. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do, too. Like, when I sponsor people, it's like you're going to call me every day. If you miss a day, you're going to start all over. Like, I'm very militant, but it's like we do a step a month, and it shows me that you're willing to work on yourself.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it seems like I've worked steps through with a few sponsees. However, it seems like the 9th step, people just like kind of give up, and that's it. And, which is fine, you know what I mean? I'm grateful that some of those guys are still clean,
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's rooted, man. Like, I appreciate what you do.
Thank
That's
you.
cool, man.
Yeah, man, this has been such a blessing and a disguise. Like, we started the podcast, we brought our friends on to tell some war stories, right? But then how their lives have changed. And in the last 3 years, it's just like blown up, dude. We're like
awesome.
in different countries. It just goes to show you the power of recovery.
Man.
And how many people that are trying to recover or have recovered or whatever the case may be, right? Like to see the analytics side of it, it's like blown away. Then of course, like people reaching out on Instagram saying like, oh, I've heard this, you know? I mean, I'm sure that you get that too, right? I think it's really cool what you're doing, man.
Thank you, brother.
I think it's really cool. You want to end right now? You got anything you want to end with? I know that you guys are super busy.
My biggest thing is, it takes a commitment to be in recovery.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think people, they're kind of whimsical about it a lot of times because it's hard.
Right.
But we can do hard things, all right? That's why I tell people, you can do this, man. But I do believe that there needs to be people like you and I out there and Colin, and that they can look at and say, hey, that dude's sober. If he hit that crackhead can do it, you know what I mean? If he can do it, I can do it. And so I think there's some belief in that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was just saying that to Colin too. It's like you recover out loud. Eventually, people are going to see you do that, and they're going to ask questions of like how and where and why, you know, because there's so many people that are still in the closet, you know, or they think that they don't have a problem when they really do, you know.
Big problem, man.
You know, if you're popping like 10 pills a day, and you know, do you drink it all too or
None,
no?
dude, just pills, man.
Really?
Just pills.
Just fucking pills and a lot of them.
A lot of them.
I got to tell you a story real quick. I was taking so many pills, I would throw them up. And I would throw them up, and I would like search for them, and like I would go through like the throw and put the pills back in my mouth to try to.
Because it takes them a while to dissolve.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's insane.
Okay.
Did you throw up a lot?
No.
Really?
I had so many pills I didn't have to throw up.
What?
Yeah. Never.
God, you have a rock gut, dude.
Yeah, I didn't throw up, man.
Wow. Well, listen, dude. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I'm excited for my audience to check out you, you know, and. I just really appreciate you and Colin, dude.
Brother.
Appreciate it, bro.
You, man. Thanks,
all right, man.
Have a great one.
All right, dude.